All right, we're live.
Okay, we're live. I don't know what we want to talk about, so I really have nothing planned. We are experimenting. We got a new camera and a new microphone, but we thought we'd try some live streaming again. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll do something else. Who knows? We still have videos that are out there. But I had gotten a couple of comments. One guy said, "Hey, how do I fill in a 1-inch gap with apparently the homeowners hung it. They left a 1-inch gap. There was no backer in there, no way of fixing it. And how would you do something like that?" Well, truthfully, I'd probably take the drywall down and rehang it. Is what I do. Try to get a 1/2-inch gap, move it over so I have a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here. But if I absolutely have to patch a 1-inch gap that has no backing behind it, there's nothing that I can do. I will do it one of two ways. If you ever saw my one video on the California hot patch, I might take a 2-inch strip of drywall and then cut it in half so I have a 1/2 inch strip of drywall. And I would rip the drywall off the one side so the paper would be on the one side. I tried to shove that and get that to stay, and then float it in that way if I could. If not, I would take a piece of this Leveline and I would mud up the Leveline with Durbond, topping, taping, whatever you want. If you're going to use taping mud and you're going to mud this up with taping mud so you have plenty of time, then you can't do anything with it the day that you mud this in and you put it in place. And then what I would do is when I put it up into the gap, into the angle, I would fold that one side down. I don't know if you can see that. I would fold that one side down as I shoved it up onto the ceiling. So this is on the wall. And then I would wipe it down and let it dry. Just let it dry before I do anything else. And if they're leaving a 1-inch gap for you to tape, you probably already have the angle taped right now with this anyway. You know, it's not like they're looking for the Taj Mahal if they're leaving you 1-inch gaps to tape in. So I would probably just start mudding it in after that and be done with it. But if you really wanted to make it look nice, then you can put the angle in afterwards, after this is all dry and it's hard and it's in place. Because the mud on this is hard, this is not going to sag, especially if this is stuck to the wall, it's not going to sag. I hope you know what I'm talking about. I do. I know what I'm talking about, and if somebody was sitting there explaining it to me, I'd be like, oh, that's a good idea, and I would be doing something like that. The other thing I like is super wide straight flex for big gaps, hard things to tape. I mean, I can actually mud this in, fold this up. I can mud this up, stick it in the angle, and tape a 1-inch gap easily with this. I've done off angles that were just absolutely horrid, just terrible off angles. And I put gobs of mud up, stuck this in place, and wiped it out. They were perfect, absolutely beautiful. So this is great for really repairing a bad drywall job. And so was this. I mean, so was this. Somebody else asked me about putting Firebird Fuse through the Bazooka. They're saying they're putting Firebird Fuse through a Bazooka a lot now, and they're taping with it. Truthfully, I've never done it. It sounds like a good idea. I might try it. But my biggest issue with that is it costs a lot of money for a small roll of Firebird Fuse. I think I can probably buy 3 500-foot rolls of tape for one small roll of Firebird Fuse is what the difference is in price. And most of the jobs that I do, the last job I taped, I think it was six 500-foot rolls of tape. And it wouldn't be cost efficient for me to use Firebird Fuse at that point. I can't see it because I'm still going to tape it, top it, skim it, sand it, and detail it. Even if it's Firebird Fuse, I'm still going to 2-coat my tape and then sand it and detail it. So all it's doing is it's costing me like 3 times as much for tape. And so it probably wouldn't be that efficient for me. But if it was a 10, 15 sheet job and it's only taking one roll and it smooths out really nice, definitely if it's plaster. But truthfully, when it's plaster, I have very little plaster that I work on. most of the time when I'm working on plaster, it's just repairs, cracks, touch up, and things like that. And then I just do that by hand with Durabond and Fiber Fuse and or fiberglass mesh tape. That's what I usually work with my plaster. So if you got any questions, if you're streaming now and you got any questions, you can ask them. I'll try to answer. I got a guy sitting at the computer right now just waiting for questions. So there he is. So I don't know how well it's streaming. If it's froze up and you're not getting us right now, try to let us know. Or if it's streaming great, let us know that too. Any questions? No?
I think that's good then.
We might not even be streaming.
No,
Who knows?
we're streaming.
So, this is my favorite bazooka. Boy, I'll tell you, they changed these now. They have the brake that's adjustable in here. This thing runs so nice. I really, really enjoy. This has been one of my favorite bazookas to ever run for years and years and years. I got another one sitting over there. They didn't change. I mean, bazookas have pretty much been the same since I started running them in 1976 until they came out with a bazooka like this. And like I said, it's got the adjustable brake. It's got the little thing to clean out. Now, I won't take this off unless my cable's broke. But if I broke my cable, this is how I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it from right here. I'm not going to take this big plate off anymore to change my cable. I'm just going to take this plate off to change the cable in here. But I don't take this off to clean it or anything else. I just clean the bazooka like I normally do, and it's clean. I mean, I can pop open the thing, and it's clean. Wait, camera guy, hey, re-clean this bazooka. No, it's very clean. It's very good. And but it runs so nice. It cuts so nice. It's been a pleasure running this gun. I started running this gun probably about a year ago. My other gun broke. I'll show you my other gun. Hang on.
And we got a question when you're ready as well.
Okay. This bazooka, this is the old one. This spring just came off too. But this bazooka broke on me, and I mean, it broke. I had the housing here broke, but I have all of the tools, everything to repair this. So I took this whole thing apart, and I bought a new housing. I bought all the parts for this thing, and I completely rebuilt it. And this thing runs just fine. It just doesn't run as good as that one. So I got a question?
It's about pricing for drywall
okay.
board. And I think his was a specific one, but maybe you can speak generally. He said, would you say $25 per drywall board is good enough?
$25 per drywall board. I generally charge between $1.25 to probably $2 a square foot, depending on the job. So a 4 by 12 foot sheet is 48 square feet. So I'm going to take a 48 square feet times $1.25 to $2. Like I said, depending on the job. I've only ever done one job that cost me more than $2 a square foot, and that's because we had to hike all of the drywall up 3 stories into an attic and carry it up by hand, and I had to use 8-foot sheets because we couldn't get 12s up there. And then we had to hike all of the scrap down, and I think out of the 30 or 48-foot sheets that we hauled up to the attic, I had 1 full sheet. The rest were all pieces. We were taking 8-footers and just cutting them up because we had no big walls. Everything was just off angles, and it was just a nightmare. That job was over $2 a square foot. Other than that, most of my jobs, if they're big enough, they're $1.25, and then $1.25 a square foot, and that's average. They're all going to be different. Really, every single job I do anymore, I'm not doing track homes where you do the same house 5 times in a row. I've done that. I used to go on these housing projects, and we would just do in 2 weeks 5 of the same houses. And you don't even have to think about it when you walk in. It's the same house. You know exactly what you're doing, and you just do it. I got those houses down pat, and they were really, really quick. But I don't do that anymore. Today, it's every job's different. It's an addition, a house, all custom, all different, plaster to drywall. So it's all different. So like I said, my prices are going to vary between $1.25 to $2 a square foot.
And I think that he's asking in addition to like labor and those additional costs as well.
That's everything: hanging, taping, materials, drywall, scrapping, stocking, everything. That's start to finish. That's walking into a job and it's raw, and you just bring in all the materials, you hang it, you tape it, you finish it, you clean it up, it's all ready to paint. So it's getting the job completely ready to paint. $1.25 to $2 a square foot. Good? Anything else?
I think that is it for now.
So, did the live stream go good? Is anybody out there that can sit there and tell me that this live stream went good? We just bought a brand new camera. We bought this brand new camera here, and we hooked it up to the computer, and it seems like it worked. It's working very, very well. I also downloaded another program to live stream better. So if we can live stream well here in my garage, we're going to try to start doing this once a week rather than trying to put out 3 videos a week. We'll do a couple of videos a week and a live stream every week. So let us know what you think, and you guys have a great day.